Of challenges, high dropout rates, students skipping class, low test scores. Plans have been introduced over the years to correct the problem with little to no success. But one group hoping to put a huge dent in that problem. That group is called the Friends of Educational Excellence. Joining me now to talk about this is the Executive Director, Bruce Pollock, and Board Member, Quenisha Anderson. I want to thank you both for being here.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Good
Bruce,
to be here.
If you can tell us, your group provides tutors who volunteer. How does it work altogether?
Right. The initial start of the program was 4 years ago, but the concept started 9 years ago. I helped create a partnership between my Temple Brith Codish, and one of the elementary schools in Rochester, School 52. And from that, we saw how important it was to have additional adults coming into the schools, working with kids, supporting teachers, and it really made a difference. And so 4 years ago, I launched Friends of Educational Excellence to bring more volunteers into the schools. So they're coming in and working with kids every week in classrooms, guided by classroom teachers. And it's really making a big difference in the performance of the kids that we're working with. Right now, we support 12 elementary schools in the city. And there are 500 volunteers that are working in those 12 schools through the school year.
And Quenisha, as we all know, a thriving school district helps make a thriving community. So very important to improve things within the Rochester City School District. Have you seen improvement with your experience with the organization?
Well, I think one board member pointed out is a lot of times you'll see things like this, or you read in the paper how terrible it is in the city school district. When you actually go into the school, you actually get to work with the students one-on-one. You get to see smiling faces and happy students. And yeah, there are absolutely children that are struggling. We work more on the elementary level, so I feel that the issues that you see on the news are kind of once you get to high school, middle school. But I think what we see on the inside is probably very different than what's actually communicated from the outside looking in. Yeah.
And Bruce, you talk a lot about your father and his experience when he was a youngster in Rochester. Can you tell the folks more about that?
Dad was born in Rochester, first-generation American. His parents were from overseas, settled in Rochester. He grew up in the city, went to city schools, went to East High School. Then he went to the University of Rochester and graduated, and he went to Georgetown Law School. I was born in Washington, D.C., and I grew up in Maryland. Then I went to the University of Rochester. I met my wife there. We had 3 children. My son went to the University of Rochester and met his wife there. So we have this long legacy of going to Rochester schools, the U of R in particular. I moved to Rochester 10 years ago. And I was working with IBM at the time. I left IBM in 2009. After that experience of being in School 52 and seeing the impact that made, I thought, well, this is a perfect opportunity. I really felt it was really God's gift to me to have the opportunity now to pursue something that I had great passion for, to help kids in the city. And as Quenisha said, the kids are bright, they're eager, they're loving. It's wonderful to be with them. When I bring in new volunteers, I do an orientation with them, and I stress, we really, in a tutoring context, we want the volunteers to provide 4 essential things for the kids. We want them to provide hope in their future, faith that education is the path to their success, peace of mind and spirit, because quite frankly, a lot of these children are living in poverty and their lives are tough. Their family lives are tough. And when they come to school, they've got a lot more on their minds than just going to school. And so if we can create a warm, nurturing environment in the schools with a lot of adults to give them peace, they can focus on school. And the last thing they need is love by more caring, supportive adults. And all of these volunteers are providing that environment. We've seen it work. We've seen it work. When you get enough additional adults in the building, supporting teachers, working with kids, it can change the learning environment in the school. It works.
And, 12 schools right now, 12 city elementary schools. Plans to get into more doors in the city?
I think the bigger plan is to get more volunteers into the existing 12 schools.
Okay.
And once we get to the capacity there, then we can talk about additional arrangements. But the biggest thing is having inroads, having more volunteers come into the schools so that we can really make an impact and move the needle of success.
If I can ask, the reception from the Rochester City School District, which has been very aggressive with its own plans to reform things.
has been excellent.
Yeah, absolutely.
The Superintendent Vargas has supported this from day one. We actually are an official city school partner. And so if you go on their website and pull down the partners, you can see our name, Friends of Educational Excellence. I sign a memorandum of agreement with him every year. This coming week on Wednesday, we're having an annual meeting, and Van White is our keynote speaker.
School board president. Yeah.
School board president. And so he'll be there. The annual meeting is free and open to the public. It's at the School of the Arts on Wednesday at 4 o'clock. So I invite everyone listening right now to come. Please come at 4 o'clock to the School of the Arts, which is right next to the Memorial Art Gallery on Prince Street.
Prince Street. Got the information there right on the screen.
That's right.
Yeah.
So we'd like to pack the Ensemble Theater with everyone that's interested in providing a quality education for kids in the city. So Van White's our keynote speaker, and lovely Warren, Mayor Warren, is our special honoree. So Van White and the mayor will both be there. Come. It'll be an interesting time.
And really quickly, if those who are watching may want to volunteer, that have some background in education, what should they do?
Right.
Go to the website. On the website, there's a very quick contact form that you fill out. The information will go right to Bruce, and he'll send you the information you need, and we'll get you in the school that is available.
But to reiterate, actively looking for volunteers.
Absolutely.
I'm glad you mentioned that, because we are actually looking for 150 more volunteers.
150 more. Okay.
150 more to reach a critical mass in the schools that we support, so that we can help the kids that need a helping hand to get to grade level skills.
All right. Guys, keep up the great work, and I appreciate your time.
We just want to mention the website is Free Partnerships.
Okay.
So if you go online, look at it's freepartnerships.org, and you can just click on the button that says I want to volunteer, and we'll send you an application, and away we'll go.
Thank you both for coming in.
you.
All right, still to come, a look at another great organization here in Rochester, which is working to make this community a better place, plus how you can help them out and also have a great time. Stay with us.